I wanted to talk to you for a minute, just a minute, about sound. Sound travels as a wave. At least right now, scientifically, it's viewed as such. Sound travels as a wave, and these waves are measured in cycles per second. And this is scientifically referred to as hertz, and you may have even seen it abbreviated as Hz. And this is called the frequency of a sound. Very, very slow sounds, actually very, very slow waves make very, very deep sounds, and very, very fast waves make very, very high sounds. Now, we hear from around 16 of these cycles per second, to around 16,000. And young children can hear upwards of 20,000 cycles per second. And unfortunately, as we get older, this decreases to around 16,000 is about what most of us can hear. But if you have an 8-year-old child, they'll be sitting there going, yeah, I can hear 18, 20, 22,000 cycles a second. I ask that today, if not for the rest of your lives, however, that you do not perceive of sound merely as being within this spectrum of between 16 and 16,000 cycles a second. Our finny friends in the ocean, the dolphins, can hear upwards of 180,000 cycles a second. Some say they can project and receive holographic information encoded on at 180,000 cycles a second. This is more than 10 times our range of hearing. To us, there's nothing. Yet dolphins may be exchanging encyclopedic, holographic aspects of information on these frequencies. So therefore, to consider that which the ancient mystics and our modern scientists understand, that the spectrum of sound is greater than that which we hear. In fact, in the ancient Hindu tradition, they would say, not a Brahman, the world is sound. Everything is sound. Everything is in a state of vibration. From the electrons moving around the nucleus of an atom, to planets in distant galaxies moving around suns, everything is in a state of vibration. If it's vibrating, it's putting out a sound. Whether or not we can hear this, whether or not this falls within our spectrum of hearing is another story. But it's putting out a vibration, it's putting out a sound. And this includes this floor, the chairs you may be sitting on, the pens, pencils, whatever, and our bodies. Every organ, every bone, every tissue, every part of the body is in a state of vibration. And when we are in a state of vibration that is healthy, we say we are in a state of sound health. There we go over here, cool. And we are like this incredible orchestra that is playing the suite of the self, the overall symphony of the self, whatever you want to call it, a harmonic of health. But what happens if the second violin player loses their sheet music? They're playing out of ease, they're playing out of harmony, they're playing the wrong notes. Pretty soon the entire string section sounds off. Pretty soon the entire orchestra sounds off. So this, if you like, metaphor for our body being an orchestra, what happens when the second violin player loses their sheet music? The entire string section not only sounds off, the orchestra sounds off. And if you like, the body begins to vibrate out of ease, and we call this condition dis-ease. Now, I come from a family of allopathic traditional medical doctors, father, grandfather, and brother, all MDs, and I have the greatest respect for traditional allopathic medicine. But currently, with this metaphor that we're using of the body being an orchestra, current traditional medicine either gives the string player who's playing the wrong notes enough drugs so they pass out, or, analogous to the condition of surgery, cutting their head off with a broadsword, which does get rid of the string player, okay? But you are also missing the string player in the orchestra. And the question is, what if you could somehow restore the correct sheet music to the string player? What if somehow you could restore the correct resonant frequency to that part of the body or the etheric field or whatnot that was vibrating out of frequency, out of harmony, put it into its correct resonant frequency and restore it to a state of balance and harmony? This is the basic principle of using sound as a healing modality. Does that make sense?